10. The simulation hypothesis. The first theory to emerge was the simulation hypothesis. Alex, a tech-savvy individual with a penchant for video games and virtual reality, passionately explained the premise to the group. What if everything we perceive as reality is merely a sophisticated computer simulation created by a more advanced civilization? Think about it. The quirks of our existence, like déjà vu or inexplicable coincidences, could be glitches in the matrix. He elaborated on the concept, referencing the work of philosophers like Nick Bostrom, who argued that if it were possible to create indistinguishable simulations of reality, then statistically, we might be more likely to be in one of those simulations than in the original reality. The group listened intently as they considered the implications of this theory. What if our thoughts, emotions, and experiences were just the output of complex algorithms? They began to ponder profound questions. What is free will? Is our consciousness just a series of programmed responses? What happens when the simulation ends? As the discussion deepened, they shared personal experiences that felt too surreal to explain. Sarah recounted a time when she experienced an eerie sense of familiarity in a completely new place, while Tom described a moment when he swore he felt time slow down during a car accident. Each anecdote added weight to the theory, reinforcing the notion that perhaps the world around them was more intricate than it appeared. The idea that their entire existence could be a construct led to laughter and philosophical debates, blurring the line between reality and illusion. 9. The ancient astronauts. Next, they discussed the ancient astronaut theory, which proposed that extraterrestrial beings visited Earth in ancient times, influencing the course of human history. Sarah, a history buff, eagerly chimed in. Just look at the pyramids. How could ancient civilizations, without modern technology, build such monumental structures? They must have had help from advanced beings. The group delved into ancient texts, from the Sumerian tablets to the biblical accounts of the Nephilim. They examined depictions of gods and ancient artwork, considering them as representations of extraterrestrial visitors. Some theorists suggested that these beings not only provided knowledge, but perhaps even genetically altered early humans to create modern Homo sapiens. The idea that humanity's development was not solely a product of natural evolution, but rather a collaboration with extraterrestrial beings sparked their imaginations. As they pondered the implications, they discussed the potential motives behind these ancient astronauts. Were they benevolent teachers, or did they have ulterior motives? What if they were here to harvest resources or prepare humanity for a greater cosmic purpose? The room buzzed with theories and wild ideas. What if they left behind advanced technology, hidden in ancient ruins, waiting to be discovered? The excitement grew as they imagined themselves as modern-day explorers on the brink of uncovering the truth. 8. The Great Reset. Moving on, the group tackled the Great Reset theory, which suggested that humanity has experienced multiple resets throughout history, often following catastrophic events. Tom, a self-proclaimed skeptic turned enthusiast, shared his thoughts. Imagine if every major disaster, like the extinction of the dinosaurs or massive floods, wiped out civilization, only for a select few to emerge and rebuild. This cycle could explain the lost knowledge of ancient cultures. The conversation grew animated as they debated the possible resets throughout history. They discussed the evidence of past cataclysms, from the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis to the mystery of the Bronze Age collapse. Each member contributed their favorite theories: an asteroid impact, global pandemics, or even volcanic eruptions. They mused about how each reset might have been overseen by enlightened beings guiding the survivors to rebuild civilization. As they speculated, they found themselves questioning the very fabric of history. Could we be living in yet another reset? How much of our collective memory has been lost? What if the remnants of advanced technology from these past civilizations lay buried beneath our feet? The group felt a sense of kinship as they realized they were all grappling with the same questions about humanity's cyclical existence. They discussed the potential for another disaster looming on the horizon, and whether humanity was prepared to face it. 7. Genetic engineering by higher beings. As the night progressed, the group turned their attention to the genetic engineering conspiracy, which proposed that humans were the result of deliberate manipulation by higher beings, be they aliens or an ancient civilization with superior technology. Maria, a biology enthusiast, passionately argued, "Our DNA is so complex. It's not far-fetched to think that some advanced species could have experimented on us to create a more intelligent and adaptable species." The room filled with intrigue as they discussed the implications of genetic manipulation. What if our intelligence, creativity, and even our emotions were the results of an intricate design? Maria explained concepts like CRISPR technology, which allows for precise editing of genes, highlighting how close humanity was to being able to alter its own DNA. Each member of the group began to wonder if similar technology existed in the past, used by beings who had come before them. The chilling notion that we might be part of a grand experiment left them pondering the ethical implications of such interference. Were we created with a purpose? Were we part of a grand scientific study? Each question deepened their understanding of what it meant to be human. They debated whether this manipulation could explain anomalies in human evolution, such as the sudden leap in brain size and cognitive abilities. The discussion shifted to the potential consequences of such engineering. Did these beings abandon their creations after their experiment? Or were they still observing humanity from afar? The mystery of their existence added an exhilarating layer to the conversation. 6. The Lost Civilization. The sixth entry on their list was the theory of a lost ancient civilization, such as Atlantis or Lemuria. This belief held that highly advanced societies existed long before recorded history, possessing technology that outstripped modern capabilities. Tom, who had always been fascinated by the legends of Atlantis, began to share what he had learned. What if these civilizations had knowledge of electricity, advanced engineering, or even space travel? The stories of their demise could be cautionary tales about the dangers of hubris. The group passionately debated the evidence for these lost civilizations. They referenced the writings of Plato, who described Atlantis as a powerful kingdom that fell out of favor with the gods. Maria pointed out how recent discoveries, like the underwater ruins off the coast of Yonaguni, Japan, could potentially be remnants of a long-lost civilization. The idea that advanced societies existed and then mysteriously vanished intrigued them and left them questioning what knowledge might have been lost. As they speculated, they found themselves imagining what life might have been like in such a civilization. Could they have had a deeper understanding of the universe? Were they more in tune with nature? The group discussed how modern society often overlooks ancient wisdom, and they mused about the potential for rediscovering lost knowledge. They even started to wonder if some of this wisdom was embedded in myths and folklore, waiting to be uncovered. 5. Divine Intervention. At number 5 was the divine intervention theory, which suggested that humans were created through divine intervention by a higher power. John, a philosophical thinker, spoke up. This theory transcends cultural boundaries. It exists in various forms across religions and mythologies. What if this narrative is a suppressed truth that holds the key to understanding our purpose? The room grew silent as they contemplated the weight of this idea. The thought that they could be part of a grand design resonated deeply with each individual. They discussed the implications of being created with intention, how it shaped their morals, values, and understanding of existence. If they were divinely created, what responsibilities came with that knowledge? Would it change how they approached life and their interactions with others? As the conversation unfolded, they explored various religious texts and philosophies, noting similarities between different creation stories. They considered the possibility that these narratives were not merely myth, but reflections of a deeper truth about humanity's origins. The group debated whether the divine hand was still at work, guiding humanity toward a greater destiny. This discussion led to introspection, with each member reflecting on their beliefs and the impact of their spiritual understanding on their lives. 4. The Hollow Earth Theory. At the bottom of their list was the Hollow Earth Theory, a captivating notion that suggested beneath our feet lies an expansive, hidden world teeming with ancient civilizations and advanced beings. The theory proposed that the Earth is not a solid sphere, but rather a shell encasing a vast inner realm, complete with its own landscapes, ecosystems, and even sunlight filtering through openings at the poles. Some proponents claimed that humans originated from this inner Earth, emerging to the surface after long periods of isolation, perhaps to escape the cataclysms that once threatened their underground existence. As the group gathered around the flickering fire, they shared stories of explorers who had vanished into the depths of the Earth, lured by the promise of discovering this hidden paradise. The idea of a secret society living beneath us, complete with their own advanced technology and culture, sparked a mix of chuckles and intrigue. Could it be that they had developed their own civilization, untouched by the surface world's chaos? The allure of hidden worlds beneath our own kept the group engaged, fueling their imaginations with visions of lush valleys, majestic cities, and a society that might hold the key to humanity's forgotten past. They entertained the idea that perhaps these inner beings were observing humanity, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves and share their knowledge of the universe. 3. Panspermia. Next, they turned their attention to the Panspermia theory, an intriguing proposition that life on Earth may have originated from microorganisms or spores that traveled through the cosmos, possibly hitching rides on comets or meteorites. The implications of this theory were profound, suggesting that humanity was not an isolated occurrence, but rather a part of a vast tapestry of life scattered throughout the universe. The notion that human beings, along with every other form of life on Earth, are the result of cosmic hitchhikers sparked excitement among the group. They delved into discussions about how these microorganisms could have survived the harsh conditions of space, adapting and evolving into the complex forms of life seen today. This idea led to lively debates about the implications of interstellar life. If life could exist elsewhere in the universe, what kinds of beings might inhabit distant planets? What might they look like, and what civilizations could they have developed? As they shared theories about potential extraterrestrial contact and exchange of knowledge across the stars, the conversation swirled with wonder and curiosity about their origins, as well as the future of humanity in an ever-expanding universe. 2. The Reptilian Agenda. As the night wore on, the theorists eagerly shifted their focus to the Reptilian Agenda, a conspiracy theory alleging that shape-shifting reptilian aliens had infiltrated human society, manipulating politics and media for their own gain. According to advocates of this theory, these extraterrestrial beings had been among us for centuries, masquerading as world leaders and influential figures, all while orchestrating a grand scheme to maintain control over humanity. The group shared gasps and laughter as they entertained the absurdity of lizard people secretly ruling the world, weaving tales of clandestine meetings in underground lairs where these reptilian overlords plotted their next moves. They speculated about how the reptilians might have engineered human evolution to create a hybrid species that would serve their purposes, acting as pawns in a game played by unseen hands. The notion of such deception sent shivers down their spines, igniting fears of a reality hidden beneath the surface of everyday life. They imagined scenarios where ordinary citizens unknowingly interacted with these shapeshifters, questioning the authenticity of the very leaders they looked up to. The Reptilian Agenda became a thrilling focal point of their discussions, blurring the lines between fantasy and reality, and leaving them to ponder the extent of control that might be exerted over them. 1. Genetic experiment. The group examined the genetic experiment theory, a chilling proposal that suggested humans are the result of genetic manipulation conducted by highly advanced beings, whether extraterrestrial or from an ancient civilization. This theory posited that our DNA was intentionally designed, perhaps through a series of experiments, to enhance intelligence, creativity, and adaptability. As they delved deeper into the implications of the theory, they began to explore the ethical ramifications of such interference. Was it possible that our very existence was not a natural occurrence, but rather the byproduct of a grand experiment orchestrated by beings with motives beyond human understanding? They pondered the possibility that humanity's greatest achievements, the arts, sciences, and philosophies, might have been instilled in them by these creators. The group engaged in spirited debates about free will and identity. If they were indeed part of a grand experiment, what did that say about their autonomy? Was their consciousness simply a product of design, or did they possess the ability to transcend their origins? The chilling notion that they might be unwitting participants in an elaborate scheme left them unsettled yet fascinated, as they confronted the possibility that their lives were not entirely their own but rather shaped by forces that had long since faded into legend.